Hello everyone, my name is Bhupenderjeet Singh. I'm working in embedded system development from a decade now, and I found on YouTube and many other platforms there are a lot of tutorials and videos available to help to start your career in embedded system. All I found is sometime you get information just to begin with, but a lot of the time you need the next step as well, and that is the main goal of this video series I'm going to build. In this video I will be providing the introduction, basically what's going to be covered. So as this title says, the firmware development series using ESP32, which is very popular board and used in many commercial and IoT projects. Using the FreeRTOS is the operating system compatible with ESP32. How to start is the big question. You might have experience working with other MCUs such as STM32 or any other series, but when it comes to ESP32, there are some technologies and some frameworks you need to learn, and you need to follow a process. And when you have no experience and you are just starting, this is a big question for everybody. That was the same question for me as well. So in this slide, I just put together my beginning with ESP32. That was about 4 years ago. I had no clue at that time, initially, no clear starting point like what I can do with ESP32. I know it's very popular. How I actually start with ESP32, because someone asked me, gave me actually assignment before offering a job, and he want to know if I can develop something using ESP32, and I said okay, I'm coming from embedded system and working in this space from a long time, I would be able to figure that out. Honestly, that was not simple, and I start searching the tutorials and all that piece. Today there are a lot of tutorials available, but back in time when I was looking at finding the solutions to I can start with, honestly I didn't find so much content online. So I even contact some of my friends, so I received some guidance from my friends. So what I did, I actually developed a simple Wi-Fi sniffer project. The aim was to automate the lights based on the presence. Basically turns on all lights when arriving home, turns off when you are leaving. Main goal was not having a human interaction. So you don't need to press any switch either on your mobile screen or physically. The approach I took was sniffer the MAC address. Basically, the device, for example, your mobile phone, it always transmit packets either connected or not connected. It transmits its identity as a MAC address. MAC is the public address. Each device have unique. That's how I figured that out. I can identify if a particular device is in this area or not. The requirement was the Wi-Fi should be enabled on the phone. This project served as a valuable learning experience and helped me to start with the ESP32. It was again a project. We can't consider this as we can put something as a product, so it's a proof of concept. And next, what difficulties do I face as a newcomer? I'm actually putting a list here. What difficulties I do see is like there are tons of videos available talking about the beginning, how you can start. So most of the tutorials covers basic. Advanced topics often scattered, like not easily found in one place. You can follow a tutorial which talk about basic, and then you don't have any clue what next. Finding resources is a matter of luck. If you found a good tutorial online, either the video form or the written form, and then you follow it, or otherwise you should have a lot of experience so that you can actually search for right thing when you are working on any project, because one project involve multiple dimensions. It's not only a starting, just turning on the Wi-Fi and connecting, because there are a lot other stuff to do. So beginners may struggle to locate necessary information, and that's how we get our time wasted. So starting a project, as I did, is beneficial, but acquiring the necessary skill for professional project took me a considerable amount of time. I spent a lot of time after that to make project which can be deployed so that customer can use it. What I mean, that project or product should work. it shouldn't break. If we talk about software, specifically firmware, stability is the key. And the missing part, what I found in this whole period, is the mentorship and guidance. And that's why I'm actually starting myself to be on that position so that I can help someone who is starting or who has started already, to guide them to reduce their struggle so that they don't waste time. So having a guidance from someone more experienced in the same career could have saved me significant struggle and time. Okay, so my approach crafting a guidance pathway. So this slide talk about my take on and how I will be structuring this series of the video so that you can have an idea. So I started receiving inquiries on LinkedIn for guidance from many beginners. They just graduate or they are the final year or something. And as I start posting on LinkedIn, some of the content related to guiding how to start and the things specific to programming and the important stuff. You, by the way, you can check my LinkedIn. I would put my LinkedIn link down in the description. I start sharing a lot of the posts. Lot of new comers are coming to my profile, and some of them are sending me direct messages to ask their questions, and I try to answer. But sometime, as I'm busy with my work and I won't be able to answer, then I thought to start a video series so that everybody can go and check it on. I'm working on to prepare the guidance on various topics such as like where to start in a particular field. I'm talking about the embedded system, how to initiate a project effectively. And I mean, like, I'm coming from a real experience, spending a lot of time in this field, and I learned what steps we need to take before we start a project so that we can save some time and we can get some results fast. Suitable project to work on. Also, some newcomers don't have any clue, okay, what projects we need to do so that we can stand out from the competition when we are talking about interviews and all that, so that we can demonstrate our skills effectively. The next thing, the strategies to develop the essential skills set for a professional career. So the goal here is for a newcomer is to land a job, and it is not easy because companies are looking for more talent right at the beginning, because nobody want to spend time if someone don't have required skills. It's not wrong to say that companies expectations are higher, and to meet that, what essential skills we need, and that's what I'm gonna cover from my experience. I will be talking about them because it's not one or two, you need multiple skills. We will be actually covering one at a time so that we can have a solid understanding around each subject. So this is the introduction of this series. If you are seeking guidance to commence and progress in your embedded system career, this channel will be basically providing you not only beginning stuff, along with that what other essential skills you need. We will be talking about them. Here I have just a list just to give you an idea. So the topics we will be covering, not in this particular video, but following videos, is like toolchain setup, board bring up. So these skills are what companies are looking at if you have experience doing toolchain setup for a particular board or MCU. The board bring up, we talk about how we can set up the basic code so that we can turn everything on and off. The next step is when you are developing, you need some other skills such as debugging, error handling, so that your code, your firmware is smart enough to throw some errors to give you an idea what's going on, what's wrong in the code. These are very common practices, but we need to do this effective way so that we can identify problems in our firmware to increase the stability and reliability. Peripherals like basic GPIOs, SPI, I2C, others like timer, PWM, counter, these are common across any MCU. So we will be actually developing some code around the peripherals as well. And then version control, which is very important skill companies look for, because multiple developers work on a project and at the end we need to collaborate. So version control is essential skill. There are multiple platform like GitHub, coding best practice, firmware architectures when you are actually working on project, coding standards like static code analysis tools available which we can use to eliminate human errors and other problems at compile time. Unit testing is one which is very important, and a lot of employers are looking for these skills. The tool chain is the next upcoming video I will be posting on. You would be able to move forward one by one after that as well. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned with the upcoming videos as well.